All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the occupant out here pushing this gospel in truth and in sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the, just like he be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, fall upon your houses. You know, and I'm just ultimately going to get right into it. This is Luke 21, verse 12. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into the prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. You know, and more recently, man, they've been ultimately making these laws, which I'm about to get into an article, but they've been making these laws, you know, surrounding, you know, what they're deeming, really they don't necessarily give you, you know, a outline of exactly what is, you know, considered hate speech or inappropriate or harmful content as they've been saying, you know, but nonetheless, we understand, right? 2 Corinthians 2:11, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. So we understand, you know, where all this is going and who these bills and laws that are being set in place, you know, are ultimately directed towards, you know, directed towards the men of the Lord, the ones that are out here, you know, on the highways and byways, as well as making these video epistles, right, revealing who this damn devil is and his whole agenda, man, you know, which, you know, scriptures say, matter of fact, if I may get it, this is Job chapter 15 and verse 21, right? Verse 21, it says, a dreadful sound is in his ears. In prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him, right? And this is, you know, exactly what we're doing, man. You know, we're preaching the downfall of this damn devil and how, you know, his cash cow, right, which is America, right? Which America is really just a big ass, you know, corporation, man. You know, is ultimately going to be, you know, go up in flames, you know. And again, they don't like that, man. You know, so that's why it says it's a dreadful sound in their ears, man. You know, it's kind of like, you know, nails on a chalkboard type thing. When this word comes out and this truth comes out, right, revealing who this damn devil is and his whole agenda, it's like nails on a chalkboard to these damn devils, man. You know, and again, this is why, right, they're having, you know, to set up, you know, a whole nother sector within the government, you know, to be able to try and, you know, combat, you know, harmful content or misinformation or disinformation or whatever they want to call it, man. You know, this is why they're starting to pass bills, right, to ultimately try and censor, you know, the information that's coming out, you know. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into this article. It's on Blacklist News. It says Ireland on verge of criminalizing speech, thought crimes, you know, which again, we had seen something similar to this, you know, happen here in America, right, in Florida, right, Governor Ron DeSantis, you know, he ultimately, you know, is working on, I can't remember if the bill is already passed or if it's in the workings, right, but basically, you know, when it comes to, you know, littering, you know, or any kind of crime, if you do it with a hateful motive, right, where, you know, and again, it was kind of just a vague type of, you know, bill that's going on, right, so whatever they deem as, you know, you having committed a crime, right? Because you can litter, and that's, you know, that's like a misdemeanor or whatever it may be, right? But if they deem that you have committed that crime, right, such as littering in a harmful manner, right, or in a hateful manner, then they can ultimately deem you, you know, a major criminal, man, and throw a felony on you, right, 3rd degree felony, right, and throw you in prison for up to 5 years, man. You know. And again, this is what we're going to see, you know, when reading this article, right, that it's starting to ultimately catch fire, right, around the globe, really, right? It says Ireland is a rubber stamping anti-free speech legislation that originated in Brussels. It is highly likely that this legislation would pass, criminalizing free speech and thought crimes with stiff fines. And ultimately, how are they going to be able to, you know, monitor your thoughts, man? You know, And this goes, and pairs up with, what's going on over there in China, right? They ultimately have those bands that ultimately go on your head, right? That reads your brain waves on whether you're paying attention, right? It can see whether you're distracted or so on and so forth, right? And this is what they're putting in the schools, right? And as soon as you become distracted, it immediately lets the teacher, know that you're ultimately, you're being distracted, and they can immediately right then and there chastise you, man. So they're already coming up with technology, that is going to be able to do so, right? I was just going in on an article, which Lord will, I can go into it a little bit deeper. I was doing an in transit on it, but going in on an article on how basically, with the Neuralink, right? Elon Musk Neuralink basically being approved, they're ultimately trying to, create or make people into cyborgs, man. Because once that Neuralink is ultimately connected, it's in you, it's connected. Hey, well, guess what? It's connected directly to your brain and your nervous system, man. Which will then allow for that interface between the machine, and the human, again, bringing them together, making, someone, a transhuman, if you will, where you're human and you're robot at the same time. So it's not far-fetched that, they would be, ultimately creating that technology, which they are right now, right, to be able to monitor your thoughts, man. It says criminalizing free speech and thought crimes with stiff fines and prison terms, right? It says other European nations are sure to follow Ireland's lead, and the UN is trying to push the US into the same woke mode of censorship, right? So here soon we're going to start seeing, America start to push major bills like that, pass major laws, which are ultimately, again, to take away that free speech, man. What the scriptures say, man, it had two horns like a lamb and spake as a dragon, right? Which, the dragon part goes into what? The draconian laws, right? That this system is ultimately going to push, man, which we're, again, we already been seeing the draconian type laws being pushed, but we're going to see a lot more, right? Especially, dealing with, hate speech and, harmful content, inappropriate content, right? All these different, whatever they want, whatever verbiage they want to call it, man, misinformation, disinformation, right? You're going to start seeing more laws and bills being passed, centered around that. It says censorship is a key element in any war/revolution, and technocrats around the world are manipulating governments to legislate and enforce their chosen narrative. Silencing the opposition is the goal, right? It says Ireland is on the verge of passing the most aggressive hate crime law in the European Union, which includes the first legal protections in the UE for, transformer individuals. Government officials say the bill offers necessary protections at the time when immigration is on the rise and traditional ideas about sex and gender are being challenged. Right? Critics counter that the bill's vague language could be used to enforce the increasingly progressive Irish government's increasingly woke agenda and forcibly muzzle critics of unpopular government policies. Really, because at the end of the day, they don't want nobody to speak against what they're doing, man. They want to basically make everything one-sided, man. It's either you get with the program or, something's going to happen to you, But, we'll drop down to this bill, right, or this paragraph right here. It says the bill treats not just public presentation or dissemination of material deemed hateful, but also private preparation or even storing of material deemed hateful, such as memes on your phone or books on your shelf, which, me and the brother Ioana, we had done, a sit down yesterday with each other, man. And we went in on an article that was talking about a video that one of the elder brothers, had posted. The elder brother Yashalam, I think I'm saying that brother's name right, Salaki if I say it wrong. The brother Yashalam from, up in, main camp, man. He had posted a video about, a woman being in a school, and basically they were taking out all the books, right? All the books that have to deal with, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American history, right? And one of the major books that they're ultimately, get rid of here soon is going to be the Bible, man, because that's the ultimate history book of the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. It also identifies who we truly are, you know, and who our power is for, you know, and so on and so forth. Information such as that, you know. So they're ultimately trying to get rid of this information. They're trying to remove that information because not only does it reveal, you know, who we are, but it reveals who they are as well, man, you know. So here soon, you having, you know, the Bible, and you having the, you know, any kind of history book, right, that they deem, you know, to be hateful or anything like that, well, now you're facing prison time, man. You know, hell, even you know, Ron DeSantis in Florida, he even banned critical race theory, man. Right, but just because you can, you know, you try to get rid of critical race theory, you ban it, right, or you make it illegal, right, doesn't mean that the Lord ultimately is forgetting about that information, right? So Edom, the Lord ultimately has every single thing that you've done in history, you know, recorded, you know, and as it says, you know, in the what is that, Ecclesiastes 3:15, right? The Lord requireth that which is past, man. You know, so you're gonna have to pay for your sins, you know. But I'll keep reading on this. I'll start from the top again. It says, the bill treats not just public presentation or dissemination of material deemed hateful, but also private preparation or even storing of material deemed hateful, such as memes on your phone or books on your shelf. Individuals convicted on such charges face fines up to 5,000 pounds, about $5,400 US, and anywhere from 6 months to 2 years in prison, right? Furthermore, as McEntee noted, a conviction will allow for the hate criminal label to follow an offender in court, in grata, vetting, and so on, right? So that ultimately, you're not going to be able to get rid of that tag once you ultimately, you know, get hit with it, man. You know, that's going to be on you, man, you know? And now you're going to be looked at, you know, as you know, a domestic terrorist, if not already, you know, which we're looked at as domestic terrorists, man. The so-called, you know, as they deem them, the black Hebrew Israelites, which we're not black, man, you know. We're different shades of brown, right? Dark brown, light brown, so on and so forth. We even have Israelites that look like the other nations, man, you know, but yet through the lineage of their father are Israelites, right? So we have Israelites that look like every nation, man, you know, that are Israelites, right? That are in this truth, that push this truth, you know. But again, they call us black Hebrew Israelites when we're just Hebrew Israelites, man. But we are part of that. We are a part of that, you know, domestic terrorist group, man. You know, because again, we speak out against this system, you know, preaching the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and because we preach against this system, hey, that's what's ultimately going to get us, you know, locked up, man. You know, which is prophesied to happen. We read it in Luke 21 and verse 12. Matter of fact, I'll grab it again, right, and then we'll grab a couple more precepts, and then we'll get out of here. This is Luke chapter 21 and verse 12. It says, "But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake." Right. But so because we're standing stiffly for the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and sticking to his standard, which the standard is his word, right? The law, statutes, commandments. That's a true standard, man. You know. So because we're sticking to that standard and not conforming, right, to the ways of Esau, Edom, and the rest of the world, hey, we're now deemed, you know, a hate group. Now we're deemed domestic terrorists. We're deemed criminals, man. You know. But at the end of the day, that's all good, man. It's all fine and dandy. You label us criminals, man, because at the end of the day, we'd rather be criminal, you know, in your eyes, and be, you know, righteous in the sight of the Lord, right? Than the opposite, man. You know. We don't want that, man. We don't want none of this shit in this world, man. We don't want to be glorified on this side, man. We want to wait until Yahweh Shai gets his glory, and Lord will be part of the elect, and we'll get glorified right along with him, you know, in the right way, you know. But nonetheless, hey, that persecution is coming, man. You know, persecution is coming because again, we speak against this system, you know. So let me grab a couple more precepts. This is Revelations chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Because, hey, when they throw us in these FEMA camps, man, you best believe they're going to try anything and everything that they can to get information from us, man, right? To get us to snitch on our brothers, man, you know, to get us to, you know, consent to their religion, take the charagma, so on and so forth, man, right? They're going to try anything and everything that they can do, right, to get us to turn away from Yahweh Shem Shah, turn on our brothers, man, you know. But we have to remain, you know, strong in the Lord, man. You know, we have to remain faithful in Yahweh Shem Shah. You know, they might try to take our families, right? They might try to. I had a a vision, man. You know that the Lord, you know, it's like Esau, Edom, you know, ultimately had my family. They, you know, I was staying with the brother, you know what I mean, and you know, just going into it kind of briefly, man. You know, I was staying at the brother, man, and you know, this is in the dream. I'm asleep, you know, but in the dream, obviously, I'm awake. You know, they kick open the door, they snatch me and the brother, you know, the brother you wanna, they snatch both of us. You know, and they ultimately bring us to this this FEMA camp, man. You know, you see all the gates, you know what I mean? People being locked up in cages and stuff like that. And I'm sitting in this room, you know, basically all by myself, you know what I mean? Locked up to this chair. You know, hey, Jake talks shit, man. You know what I mean? I was talking shit, you know. Dude came over, hit me in my face. He knocked me out. I woke up, my family was standing right in front of me. And they had basically, you know, my family lined up. And behind each one of my kids, including my wife, they had a gun basically to the back of their heads, man. You know? And, you know, that's, you know, for another story. But that was basically the point. You know, Esau Edom can very well, you know, take your family and try to use your family against you, man. You know, and these are things that we have to meditate on, man. These are things that we have to, you know, prepare ourselves for these things that are going to come. Because he's the devil, man. He gonna use anything and everything that he can in order to get you, man. You know? That's just how he works, man. You know, but again, hey, man. Through Yahweh Shem Shah, we can do anything, man. We can overcome these situations, man. Hell, you know, if we be part of the elect, hey, really, through the blood of Yahweh Shah, we've already overcome this stuff, man. You know, so we're not to fear the things that are coming, right? You know? Because the scriptures say that, you know what I mean, he gave us not the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind, man. You know, so we're not to fear these things that are coming, man. And at the end of the day, we you know, we also apply the scriptures, man. The scriptures say that, hey, whether we live or die, we are Yahweh Shai's, man. We are Hamashiach Yahweh Shai's. You know, so it don't matter at the end of the day, as long as we've been doing his will to the best of our ability, you know what I mean, and being truly sincere. Hey, well, guess what, man, we good, man. You know, we good, right? It says, fearing of those things which thou shalt suffer, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, man. And I want to actually go to a blue letter, and I do want to grab that word devil, you know, because that proves that it's not, you know, that red, you know, Christianity bullshit, right? Not that red fucking with pitchfork, horns, and no, it's talking about Esau Edom, man. You know, Revelations 2 and 10, right? It says, fearing of those things which thou shalt suffer, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life, right, man? Because it's by our faith in Yahweh Shem Shai, right, how we are ultimately going to get out of here, man, right? Romans 8 and 24, right? For by grace through faith are ye saved, man. You know, but nonetheless, I do want to grab that word devil, right? Proving that it's going to be Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. You know, that's who it's talking about, right? Devil, Strong's G 1228. It says what? It says a metaphor applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of the Most High, may be said to act a part of the devil or to side with him, man. That's Esau Edom, man. You know, scriptures say that Joel 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? You know, so all the evil and wickedness that we see in the earth, and all the evil and wickedness that's here to come is being done by this damn devil, man. This evil, wicked motherfucker, man. The self-proclaimed so-called white man, you know, who we call Esau Edom today, man. You know, but again, this is what's coming, right? Esau about to come down, having great wrath, man, and throw some of us into prisons, man. You know, but again, right, fearing of those things which thou shalt suffer, man. You know, because at the end of the day, man, as long as we continue to endure, you know, because really Jacob's trouble, right? Because that's what's going to be, right? Jacob's trouble, right? When Esau comes down having great wrath, tries to, you know, snatches up all the men of the Lord, you know, or some of the men of the Lord, you know, and throws them into FEMA camps, that's Jacob's trouble right there, man. You know, that's a time that's going to do what, man? Try the whole world, man. Right? So it's going to be ultimately just one big ass test. You know, what does the scripture say, right? When dealing with a test, you know, let me grab this. This is, it's like, what is that? James, the first chapter, 1-12. And then we'll end it out right here. This is James chapter 1 and verse 12. It says, blessed is the man that endureth temptation, which again, temptation goes into a test, a trial, right? Jacob's trouble is the ultimate test, the ultimate test of one's faith. You know, that's going to be Jacob's trouble, man. You know, the ultimate test. It says, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. That's right, man. Right. So as long as we continue to endure, continue to keep the faith, continue to press forward and do what, you know, the Lord tells us to do, right, and continue to apply the scriptures, right? Because, you know, a faith without works is dead, man. You can say that you believe, but if you ain't applying the scriptures, man, you know, can you really say that you believe, or can you really say that you have faith? No, man. You know. So at the end of the day, man, continue to push forth those works, proving your faith to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Continue to do the will of the Lord, man. Present your body a living sacrifice, man. You know, pray every day, man, as much, you know, as many times as possible, you know. Continue to study, continue to read, right? Continue to sup with brothers. Continue to, for those that are not in the camp, man, continue to, you know, trying to you know, get with those brothers that are out there, you know, again, speaking to you men, right? And do what's necessary, man. We're almost out of here, right? We're seeing everything starting to pick up, speed up, you know. So it's a one step closer to getting to the kingdom, man. So with that, Lord will is edifying. Lord will, straight to the point. I'm going to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Kapadash. Till next time, I say shalom.